part two of I should let that shit go. So, I done gone through life and ain't accomplished nothing. I would say that I am very successful at failure. And why am I successful at failure? And before anyone says, oh, God's gonna reward you when you die, a reward dead doesn't do anybody who's alive and suffering a damn bit of good. If anything, that checks on them. Maybe I should continue to commit suicide because I'm going to get this big, brilliant, lovely reward from God when I die for all the shit that I've lost. The loss of the career that I wanted that I couldn't get because my loving parent decided, hey, fuck you, son. Turn the knife. My loving siblings that couldn't stop having babies without having a plan decided, hey, fuck you, big brother. Turn the knife. But yet, I'm supposed to let that shit go. I'm not supposed to be angry that I've watched 2-3 generations of our family go past me, surpass me, have better jobs, have beautiful children who also have children, and I didn't get the opportunity to go do shit with my life because I'm taking care of your responsibilities, but I'm supposed to let that shit go. So here's me on the outside. Wow, James, you're a fucking idiot. You're a failure. Maybe when you were 7, you probably should have committed suicide like you planned on doing when you were 7. And then when you were 14. And then when you were 18. When things started going from bad to worse for you. Because no matter what you did, your family seems to be more important to you than you are to you. And they know it. And they don't give a fuck. But you should let that go. So, from the age of 7 to 35, suicide thoughts have always been through my head. But have any of my siblings ever sat down and said, hey, James, are you okay? What's wrong? How can we help you? What can we do to make your life better? Fuck no. Ain't none of y'all said that shit. None of you. So don't put that shit in the comments. So, I was going to go to Canada and commit suicide because I'm a fighter. I wasn't going to commit suicide with no pills and no guns and none of that shit. I was going to do it the way I was raised to do it. I was going to go into a bar. I was going to start a fight with the biggest, baddest Canadian motherfucker I could find. And let him beat my ass to death. And why? Because that way I can actually feel something than being a fucking zombie walking around because, hey, my family don't like me. My family don't love me because if they did, none of this shit would have ever fucking happened to begin with. But it didn't happen. And I have let that shit go. So then, I got my heart broken. I joined the military for 2 reasons. 2, I had a broken heart, and I wanted to die. That's part 1. And part 2 was, I needed family. And I felt that motherfucker. I felt some of them motherfuckers in Bravo. I felt a lot of them motherfuckers in Delta. But nobody in my own family, except for a couple of choice few cousins on both sides, actually give a fuck if I live or die. But if you ask my siblings in my immediate family, oh, they'll say, yeah, we love our brother James. Because they don't want to lose face. So they'll say, yeah, we love our brother James. He's an okay guy. You know, he's too fucking honest for his own good. He doesn't like to lie. He does things for us, and he doesn't ask for anything in return, and we've never done a damn thing for him, except for I helped him with a cell phone. He paid me back. But other than that, I've dumped my children on his lap all the fucking time, with not so much as a, I'm sorry, I should be doing this myself, but I'm too busy going out with the girls and them. And then I'm going to get knocked up again. And you're going to be stuck taking care of them because Mommy Dearest here is going to make sure that shit happens. Turn the fucking knife that's in my bag again and again and again. But, as our conversation went today, I'm supposed to let that shit go. And you tell me, because I have let it go. I have had psychiatrists from the military. When I got out of the military, I suffered from some PTSD. I still have exceptional bouts of depression. If you have not been depressed, you have no idea how difficult it is to not have harmful thoughts of yourself. I suffer from depression big time. My first graphic novel that I wrote, I suffered from depression, and I was at the verge of going to find a way to kill myself yet again. Because you can't talk to people who caused this problem when they don't want to hear it. Like the person I'm speaking to right now, who claims that she was listening to me, who tells me I should let this go. But how can I let it go when I see y'all every day? How you won't change your philosophy of life of, maybe I shouldn't make my big brother come pick my kids up because their daddy's not in jail. He's never been to jail. But I make my big brother do it instead of arranging for their daddy to do it. Because instead of jumping down their daddy's throats, we're just going to make James do it. At least all of my siblings are guilty for that on one case or another. But they're not going to come and say, well, James, this is precious time that we took from you that you can't get back. But you really should let that shit go. Shake their hand. You should let that shit go. When I was in the Army, I found at least 9 people that gave a fuck if I lived or died. I got 6 siblings, 1 older, 5 younger, that's under me, that not one time has ever come to me and said, hey James, you know, I'm really sorry that I robbed you of your 20s because I had babies before I had a plan. Hey James, I'm really sorry that I robbed you of your 30s because I had a baby before I had a plan. Hey James, you're 45 years old. It's time for us to grow up and stop dropping our babies off on your doorstep because we shouldn't have had babies before we had a fucking plan. And none of them have ever come to say, thank you, or I'm sorry, or my favorite, we're going to do better. So by the time you hit 46, you will never have to babysit again. You will be able to take a decent job that can pay your ass well enough so that you can get the fuck out of our mother's house and start your life. But no, they're not going to do that because they're complacent. Instead of doing what's right, they do what the fuck they want. And yet you have the balls to tell me I should let that shit go. You have not walked 10 steps in my fucking shadow, let alone walked my life. And you're gonna tell me I need to let some shit go when you're part of the fucking problem. Not only do you not want to hear me say the shit, in and out, we don't give a fuck about you, James. It's flashing all over your forehead. It's blinking in your eyes. And when I see you, that's what I see. From every one of my fucking siblings. Every fucking one of them. Except my 2 brothers down in Smithville because they're men. They take care of their 3 sons. And my 1 brother who has 2 sons and a daughter. You know, they take care of their shit. They ain't never called me from Smithville and say, hey, Jay, can you come all the way down to Smithville and watch our fucking kids? No, they have never done that. They have actually checked on me quite a few times with my depression, with Miss Bishop, with the other things that Dr. Bishop has planned for me to do so that I don't go around with suicidal thoughts that you, especially the ones who keep telling me that I should let shit go, don't want to hear. Don't want to listen. And it's hard to let shit go when you can't face the people that cause you the fucking problem and tell them how you feel because I should let that shit go. We don't want to hear how bad we fucked you out of your life. We don't want to own how bad we fucked you out of your life. And you should let that shit go. But if the shoes was reversed, it would be, look at what you did to me. Look at how you did me. Why we gotta keep raising your kids? Why we gotta keep changing your diapers? Why we gotta do this? Why we gotta do that? Why we gotta make your car payments? Why we gotta do this? Why you gotta borrow money from us and you can't pay us back? But if I said, y'all need to let that shit go, y'all be ready to stab a motherfucker. But I should let that shit go, right? I should not remember that I had dreams. I had hopes, and y'all took them all away from me because instead of doing what's right and having a fucking plan, you just did what the fuck you want. And I've paid for it. Every breath that you take, every breath your children take, every breath that your future children will take, is a breath that I will never have children to take. But I should let that go. The fact that I wanted a child of my own. Oh no, that's not a possibility because you can't get a job to support your kids because you're too busy supporting kids that your dick didn't create because instead of doing what's right, your siblings did what the fuck they want. And they keep telling you, you should let that shit go. Y'all know which siblings I'm talking about. So if you're offended or if you're mad, too bad. It's said and I can't take it back, so I'ma own that shit. Now, there's one sibling who's had children. She's never forcefully dumped her children on me. Our mother has, but she's never said, hey nigga, you're gonna watch my kids. Hell, none of them have really said it. What they've said is, hey mom, can you watch our kids? And what mom says is, sure. And then mom bails. And I'm stuck. But I should let that shit go. Not, oh, let me call y'all and tell y'all need to come get your children. Because we've done that a couple of times too. And no one's ever showed up to come and get their children. But I should let that shit go. My whole 20s gone. Because I'm changing diapers. Instead of going out to pursue my police officer career and going to the police academy down in Richmond, no, I'm changing diapers that my dick didn't create. I'm in my 30s, I'm battling depression, I'm battling changing diapers that my dick didn't create, and I got family members constantly turning the knife and then telling me I should let that shit go. I'm 35, 36 years old, I got the love of my life in my life, but I can't be with her because I have to take care of babies that my dick didn't create, and I should let that shit go. But what does my brothers and my sisters get to do? They get to have some marvelous ass relationships. Yeah, they didn't all work out, but they get to have that. And I got a relationship with Pampers, Huggies, Gerber, and a big ass pile of shit that come after you feed them Gerber and put the Pampers on them, and the Huggies, and formula. But where are they at? They're out, boom, boom, making more babies. And what do I get told? Oh no, you can't go and have a family because you got to take care of these kids that your dick didn't create. But those same people who are having these babies are telling me at the same time, I should let that shit go. Now you want to talk about letting something go. The only damn thing I've let go is my life that I don't have because I've had to take care of your happy accidents. All of you who have ever brought a child here and made me think that mama was going to watch him, and then it wound up being me, and you're telling me I don't have the right to be angry because I didn't get to go out and choose a life. Oh, well, you had the choice to say no. I've said no every time for 20 goddamn years for when y'all were born, and I still had to take care of your asses. But yet, as many of you have stuck knives and turned them in my back, I'm supposed to let that shit go. And then y'all got the balls to tell me, oh, God's gonna reward you when you die. You're only 45. Life starts at 40, and you can take a change of your life. Do you know how hard it is to get a career at 45 when you fucking have a bum hip and no one's giving you a shot and no one's looking at you as if you have potential to make it? And so you start looking down on yourself, which I have done for 25 plus years. Because I, somewhere along the line between the second child, the third child, and the rest of them, don't mean shit. But I was supposed to let that go. So when I'm dead and gone, this is what they're going to say about James. Here lies James Williams Jr. He was successful at failing in life because instead of doing what he should have done, he was worried about his family. He tried to save his family. He tried to be the man who always does the right damn thing, and it cost him every damn thing. And everyone's always telling me I should let that shit go. If I could take my heart out my chest and hook it up to a machine and capture all my siblings that put me through all this shit and push the button so they could feel all the pain and all the things that I've lost, the last damn thing that one of them should ever be telling me is I should let that shit go. What they should be coming up to me every day and saying, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna make sure to never make sure that my life fucks you out of yours for what's left of your life. I'm the second of 7 children. I have accomplished nothing in my life except for being able to change diapers on babies that my dick didn't create. Getting down in jobs where I can't make enough money to get out of my mom's house. Giving my dead father's money away to people who are supposed to pay me back and have had 4 years to save up and do it, but have decided to just give me the finger. Yet I should let that shit go. It's gone. I'm not worried about that shit. What I'm worried about is your asses being able to adapt when I say no and stick to it. Because I'm about to be 46 years old. And I'm taking back my fucking life. And you're gonna have to let that shit go. You're gonna have to pick up that phone and call someone else instead of calling James. You're gonna have to tell Mom, hey, stop telling us that you can take care of our kids when you know you can't. Oh, in fact, you know you shouldn't be doing it because they're our fucking kids. There shouldn't be any more, let's go out and get drunk and do what the fuck we want and leave our kids somewhere where they're going to be taken care of, but instead of us doing the shit the right way because we're fucking adults, we're going to find a way to make it James's fault, that James has to do it. Everything I've been through ain't none of that shit been my fault. But for all of you who keep telling me I need to let that shit go, let's see how well you would handle it if it was you. Because before you can cast stones or throw rocks or turn the fucking knife is in my back, maybe you ought to see what I went through. Maybe you ought to feel the pain of losing everything that you ever wanted in life because your siblings were pieces of crap that decided that you won't shit to them, and we're going to fuck you out of your life at every nook and cranny that we can. Then we're going to smile in your face and tell you, you should let that shit go. Stress is eating me up. I'm losing weight at a rapid rate. I hope that I'm not dying, but I probably am. And that's kind of a good thing, actually, because if I'm dead, I finally let that shit go. And I don't have to ever worry about doing anything else for anyone else because I'll be fucking dead. No. And you don't deserve shit of mine. Nothing. All my comic books, all that shit, y'all don't deserve any of that shit. Because you didn't help me get them. I had to work hard to get those. I had to pay my dues to get those. And my life was supposed to be going in this direction. And it went. And y'all all were contributors to that. But instead of saying, we're sorry, we're going to try to do better. We're not going to keep using you. We're not going to keep fucking you out of your life. So that you can actually go and have a life. So you can maybe find a woman. Maybe get married. Maybe have a child if your dick can even produce a child. Because you'll never know because you've been too busy taking care of other people's kids. And unlike everyone else, you always use condoms. Because you're not fucking stupid. But it'll all boil back around to, I should let that shit go. So if you're watching this in your family and I'm pissing you off, go to see part 3. Because I'm not even done yet. I'm just getting started.